An analogy that I like to use, I'm going to run through it super quick with you just to kind of get this idea of all these other things that you need to be doing and the proactive nature of it. So how do you know your business is secure? So I like to, use this analogy of your home. How do you know your home's secure? Well, you have all these aspects. You have locks on your doors, locks on your windows. Maybe you have an alarm, smoke detectors, carbon monoxide. You have curtains and blinds so people can't see in. But really, how do you know? It's great to have these things, but how do you know you're secure? Well, yeah, you got locks on the doors, but you need to check the lock to make sure it's actually locked. Same thing. Are the windows closed? Are they locked? Is the alarm turned on? Do you have batteries in your smoke detectors, and have you ever tested them? Same thing with carbon monoxide and curtains, etc. So it's great to have the tools, but there needs to be a process in place to make sure that the tools are actually effective and working for you. But now let's consider your IT network. Here's a bunch of the things that you probably have in place, as most businesses do, for security. You obviously have a firewall. You have your antivirus, anti-malware, probably a spam filter, maybe a monitoring tool. I'm assuming you have backups, and maybe even some additional security tools. Anyway, great to have the tools. How do you know you're secure? Who's looking at the firewall settings, doing updates, checking, the configurations? Security software, what kind of tool is it? Is it a more advanced, next gen type tool that's going to stop most threats, or is it an older technology? And is it up to date? Who's keeping it up to date and when? Monitoring tools, they only tell you after something's gone wrong. So that's kind of like a reactive tool. But a lot of people think, oh, the monitoring tool is going to save me. Not necessarily. Backups, are you tested? Do you know your recovery time? What kind of a solution is it? Is it a next gen solution and a business continuity solution like Datto? And even the additional security tools, again, they've got to be managed. They got to be kept up to date. How are they set? But tools are still only a part of it, because in an IT network, you got to remember there's all these other things. There's how users are managed and the user security within Active Directory, which is basically what controls all the security settings of all your users. There's wireless security, security on your remote access, on the remote software that you use, file access and permissions. There's so many other things to consider that tools are not going to cover anything that you see on this screen here. These are all manual processes that a person has to, with the proper process procedure, check all of these things.